Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. Honey, this is the debacle. The the extra drama of the week, okay? A show that we have come to learn is messier than we could all understand, okay? When no one saw it coming, but tweets who is coming with, okay? Well, they get a baby white. It is the SWV Xscape Queens of R&B review. Honey, I just finished the episode for the second time. I watched it the other day, did not take any notes, had to take notes today, then had to push my live back to 9:30. So here we are, okay? I know a whole bunch is going on, okay? I could not even get my brain wrapped around trying to find all the stuff with all of them fussing, okay, with all of the Twitter beefs and Twitter comments and IG comments. I was able to pull Taj's live. I was able to get Candy's live, so we're gonna at least watch those in a little bit of a few minutes. And we're going to have a discussion about some business, okay? Because I have been seeing people saying stuff and saying stuff and saying stuff, and some stuff did not make no sense. Some stuff did make sense, and some stuff was just opinions of people who know not of what they speak. And I ain't calling nobody stupid at all. And everybody had a right to their opinion as well, but sometimes business has to be discussed, and sometimes that's uncomfortable for everybody involved, okay? For the folks who don't agree, for the folks who do agree, for the folks who bring it up, and for the folks who, did not expect the conversation to go where it went. But either way it go, I hope everybody had a great day. I fully overslept today, so I ended up staying home from work. I did not wake up until damn near 1 o'clock. Okay, I'm supposed to be at work at like 12 or 12:30. So when you wake, I was like, man, look, it's been a day, okay? And I haven't taken my braid down, so I look a little bit rough. So don't judge me, judge yourself. Okay, does everybody but me, okay? But y'all know first things first, if you've not done so already, take a moment to do what? Subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, JayBird, ... that. Do not forget to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner, on IG, also on Twitter, okay, and TikTok. You can also like the video, please, and thank you. Like the video, okay? Share it as well. Hit the little share button. Okay, comment in the comment section because it's a conversation between me and y'all and me and everything else in between. I'm here. I told y'all I look rough. Okay, half my hair down and the other half ain't. So I got my hood. Let me take my hood, yeah, because it's not like it look crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like pulling my hats out the closet. Okay, so y'all see this half is down. You know what I'm saying? This half was down. And then this half, this little part up front is still braided. I'm gonna take that down when I'm off the live. Okay. Put the hood back on because I think I just look insane. Okay. Okay. Yes, and I just been here today trying to, reset, relax, relate, release, and center myself and everybody around me. Whew. Okay, you know what? Everybody take a little second. Everybody take a second. I want everyone to take an inhale and exhale. It's been a crazy day. Boom, boom, boom. But we here, okay? We here together, and that's what matters, to discuss some foolishness going on between people we don't know. Okay, let's see some comments. So hi to people. Hi. I'm never on CP. Sometimes I am on CP time, but this is the thing. So I think y'all don't understand this. I know ass joking, but I think y'all, like, when I thought of live or whatever, if I come in and I see nobody around here yet, because y'all be coming in a little bit late, I wait. Because I do not like starting a live and there's only like 2 people in here. Okay, like 2. So I wait till it's at least between 10 to 20 people waiting, and then I start the live. So if I come on here and I don't see nobody around here, I'm gonna wait because I don't want to start it and ain't anybody here to talk to. And if it's about 5 to 10 minutes of a live supposed to start and no one here, I'll just cancel it because I ain't here to talk to myself. So I don't really be on CB 10 like that or whatever. I just try to wait for people to get here. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Cause I want to talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hey ma, that's my mama. Hey mama. Okay, but hey to the people. Okay, hey everybody. On to tonight. I'm gonna stop. Anyway, but hi to the people. Okay, is that a new beat? No, not a new beat. I let it play a little bit longer because I was getting my water. Okay, but hey people, hey, smiling all day from Warren, Michigan. Okay, come on down to the corner of Jaylee. Okay, and make sure to hit the like button, please. And thank you. Okay. Haven't retweeted my life 3 months. Not also judgment for me. These braids, honey, had to come out. Okay. But hi to y'all. How y'all doing? So look, it's been a whole bunch of foolishness online and stuff between the show and stuff on social media and all that stuff. And I was going to first go live yesterday, but y'all know yesterday was a whole debacle between Tamar and Candy. And so I handled that yesterday and stuff. And so we had a day to discuss the show because it's a good show. I feel like a lot is happening. I'm also blaming producers and I'm also blaming the fans. That's, a part of this problem that has the group members up here fussing and fighting and arguing for no reason other than people have different opinions. And I posted on my social media sometime yesterday, how there's a difference between talking about business and talking about work business and working. Because from the whole episode, because the whole episode wasn't that much. It was entertaining, but it wasn't that much. But it was about, Tamika talking to her mama, and then, of course, the ending. Well, all the ladies talking and Candy bringing up, how they wanted top billing and stuff. And I said, some people don't understand the conversations that really should happen before you go into business with somebody. So that way, as things are progressing along and y'all going along and going, that there is a clear indication, a clear conversation, a clear agreement on who does what, who gets paid for what, and what is what. And sometimes in life and in business, when you do not do that up front and you keep going and going and going and going, things can get a bit weird later on the line when people are like, well, I was the one getting tied up on my tour. But that conversation was not had up front. So I'm going to have that conversation and give my points of view. But I want to get into the episode, and we can get to that in 1 second. Okay, so first up, we seen, Taj talking to a bit of a delusional Latasha. Okay, Tasha's in Nashville because she was getting a little deal, or trying to get a deal with the well, we know she had the deal now, but she was getting together that deal with Motown Gospel. Okay, and Taj like, well, how was things between you and your sister? Things were a little bit crazy before. How's it going? And in my opinion, Tasha can do solo things. Tasha can be solo. Tasha does not have to stay in the group of Xscape. She can fully go and do what she want to do, when she want to do it, and how she wants to. The delusional part to me, and that's why I felt like this picture was a little bit, on the nose. I paused it. It's the fact that she really feel like she kind of has to sneak around and do those things. Because when I say stuff, it don't happen or whatever. I feel like when you are in the group, once you've made a decision, because I do feel like when you are in the thinking stages, it's cool. In my opinion, when you are trying to figure things out for what you want to do next, because you don't know what you want to do, and you're trying to figure, cool. Yes, keep your thinking points to yourself. But once you are around here going to meetings for solo deals, that's the time to have a conversation. Hey, I set this up. I think I want to do this. That's the time to have a conversation because you made a decision on what you want to do for the future. You don't wait until you have a signed contract to say something. Because to me, you knew you wanted to go solo and you set up solo meetings. Once you made the decision to start going to meetings, that's the time to have a conversation with your group mates. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say she's a bit crazy, but delusional. And, but again, Taj is asking how things with Tamika because things were so rough before the last meeting or whatever. And when Tasha, fed Taj this BS line about, things, you know what I'm saying? But she body shamed me, talking about my little booty or whatever. And Taj like, that's it. It's about a body shaming booty. It gotta be more than that. And because it's Taj, in my opinion, would be a great addition to a reality show. I'm not saying Taj need her own show, but seeing how Taj is able to co-mingle so well between her group mates and Xscape, because we just see her meet with Tasha, with Tamika, we're gonna see her talk with Candy later. I'm like, I would love, honestly, to see Taj come on to the Housewives of Atlanta, because we see she's already kind of cool with Candy. We know it, but also it may be some conversation to be had. I would love to see Taj pop in, even as a friend of or for a housewife. So that why can't she not in Atlanta? She's in Nashville. Oh well. Anyway, my point is I like Taj and how she's able to maneuver and have conversation and just be rational about stuff, because she realized something ain't right. It can't be that simple. It can't be that simple. Let's see some comments. Taj is annoying. I'm so glad Taj was like, that can't be it. Okay. I agree as well. Once you're ready to meet for the deal, just tell the band, make sure if you're grown, just say it and be done. I agree. Hey Chanel. Hey Ebony. Now I will be annoyed if every time the group gets some shine, Tasha wants to dip. Because Tasha she's a user. And Tasha don't think, I think Tasha really believes in her head that what she doing isn't wrong because someone wanting to go solo isn't wrong. It isn't. It's the not having the conversation once you're setting up solo stuff. Like Rocky. I think I want to go solo. I don't know. I think. Rocky, let's see who's interested in me if I went solo. Oh, we got 5 meetings set up. You know what? I think I want to do this. Let me let the girls know that this is what I want to do. Let me let the girls know that, you know what I'm saying, it's a good chance that I won't, be as available as they may need me to be because I'm around here trying to point in the back. Because I'm I'm around here trying to have a next step in my career. Even though I had, 15 years to go solo, I want to go solo right now. I want to go solo when we're on a TV show being filmed about us as a group. That's when I want to go solo. Okay. That was stupid to me. It made no sense. So that's what I feel like the issue is with Tasha. It's not that she wants to go solo. It isn't. To me, it's the timing and how she did it. That's all. I think again, you in life, you do have to figure out what you want to do. But once you start making moves to have that be what you're gonna do, just tell people who you work with. If it affects them working, y'all are a 4-part harmony. Now, luckily, they can go without you. But they still had to, do more rehearsal. They had to change things around. So I think that's why Taj feel like it got to be more than some body shame stuff. You did not want to be around here with your group mates on tour making money for you to go and try to get a solo deal secretly. Okay, now Tasha does bring up, it was also some issues with my mom or whatever, and how girls should buy. But again, Tyler, I don't know. But hopefully y'all can work things out or whatever, and whatever. So when she then said, things change, Taj, I don't know. But I had a meeting today for a solo deal. Okay, I want to put some space in between me. I want some freedom. And Taj is like, freedom? Solo, you leaving the group? Girl, if you say so. Taj was just as shocked as everybody else because Tasha's explanations don't make sense. The fact that you're telling Taj before you tell your group mates is something, because Taj, girl, what? Okay. Bullshit. Nah, cute little scene, Coco. This is the thing. I did, because I don't be wanting to skip the little quick moments with the ladies and their family leaves because it ain't much. It's not much going on with Coco and Lily. It just isn't. So we get these little quick pop-up scenes with them and their people. Okay, so Coco, a friend around here. It was a guy too, was there, her 2 friends, whatever. She's happy hanging out with them or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? We find out that she was diagnosed with bipolar depression. She said back in 2017, she was diagnosed because at one point she just she wanted to kill somebody. And she could have went to jail. And once she realized, you know what, this ain't normal. I shouldn't be wanting to kill people. That ain't what I should want to do. And so she went and got help. She's on medication. She has medication now that helps her manage her bipolar depression or whatever. She feels good now. It's still hard times here and there. Okay, but still, she wants to make sure that people know, you know what I'm saying, I'm a little bit better here and there, leave me be. Now, the fact that they was then laughing because his friend called her, I ain't old, my cooch still, I said, we do not need to know about your cooch getting wet. We don't care. Okay? But that was a cute scene with her and her friends. We said another little cute scene with her son. Her son, I think his name was either Jay or Jay. I think it's Jaylen, but they call him Jay. He was in dental school. It's kind of the same conversation from last week where we know that he was a dentist in dental school. He don't want to go back. he wants to say, first of all, he looked just like his mama. You hear me? Just like his mother. His mama wants him to be in dental school. She wants that for him. She does not want him to get into the foolishness of the industry. But I don't want to be there, mama. I don't want to be doing something that doesn't make me happy just to make other people around me happy. And I'm like, that's a great point. And I think to see him up there crying, okay, about what he don't want to do, I hope moved her to leave that man be. If that man, because I think he's grown, I know he's in college, so he's over, over 18. But he should not be forced to go to dental. It's weird to me because they did call her mama because he was crying and upset. But the fact that grandmama then gonna say, well, baby, you too young to know what you want to do. But y'all said last week he made the decision to be a dentist at 12. So you mean tell me you want to hold the man to what he wanted to do at 12, but you do not want to listen to him when he said he wants to do something different in his 20s? Okay. And I'm not saying that anyone should not go to school, but he's old enough to make a decision for what he wants to do. He's young enough to take a year or 2 or 3 to try his stuff in the industry. I think once he see it's not as easy, he may want to go back. But I like the compromise and it's okay, take a year off to try it and then go back to school. Now they put on the social media or whatever, he went back to school. He took a year off and that was it. But I think the fact that they kept trying to force him to just be a dentist, and I was like, give him some freedom. Okay, whatever. But again, I felt like if he was saying being in school was like mentally not a good thing for him, let him be. Let him be. But I feel like you really can't force anybody to do something because sometimes they push away even more. But again, a decision was made. They, take a year off or whatever. He back sing and do teeth. I don't know. Who cares? There was also a scene with Lily talking to her son. Okay, and her son, she had 2 kids. It don't be much going on with Lily and Todd. Well, not Lily and Todd. Lily and Coco. But Lily was just talking to her son or whatever about how she wants to write a book. I like the fact that she said her kids, she's like, I'm not my kids' friends. I'm not. We're not friends. Okay, that's not what it is. They call me mama, and that's it. They can joke and call me Lily or Leanne or whatever, but no, I'm your mama. That's it. Okay, that's it. Because it is. But she talks about how I'm writing a book. I wrote a book before about my life, but this one would be like sex stuff or whatever. And when she said, because nobody wants to think of their grandparents, I said, first of all, let's not even have a conversation about grandparents, parents. No one should be thinking about anybody in a family having sex. To me, everyone in my family is virgins, even the ones with kids. Okay, I'm a virgin. My mom was a virgin. My daddy was a virgin. Okay, my sister, we all virgins. Everybody works. I don't care what they do in life. To me, everyone in my family is a fucking virgin. That's it. You hear me? But anyway, it was cute. She said how she wants to be known as more than just Lily from SWV. How she had it hard, back in the day after the group broke up. She was basically homeless, living in her car, and she would, drive around all night. This back in New York, she would drive around all night because she did not feel safe sleeping in her car at night. She thought she might get attacked or get raped, so she would drive around all night, and then at around 5:30 in the morning, she would then sleep because at that time, the daytime, she felt like it was less likely for her to get, ambushed or whatever. So she's like, I had to go back to school, get my GED. I got a job, working in the office or whatever. And now here I am. And I like how she said, I teach my kids that life is a process. Life is a process and you can't skip the process because you miss things. Okay. So again, it's cute. I like it. But again, I was like, it's okay. That's it. So let's get to the full list of the NIST where we see a conversation between Tamika and her mama. Now, I feel like no one wants to drag the Scott's mama. Okay? That's not what we really want to do on a regular basis. I feel like nobody wanted to see the foolishness between Tasha, Tamika, and their mama. But we saw it. And I feel like, you can't want people to ignore what we saw. That's not how life works. That ain't how things go. So her mom talked. Her mama come over to first of all, Tamika's a nice house. And she had a nice house. So that's a good thing, first of all. But the mom, like, it broke my heart. It broke my heart, okay? How things went down last time. What do you think the issue is between me, you, and your sister? And I feel like the fact that the mama don't know, to me, shows she's either as delusional as Tasha is sometimes, or she may just not pay attention at all because she's also delusional to the fact that your daughters be beefing all the time. Sometimes parents will ignore stuff to just not deal with it. With your adult children, like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Leave me out of it. But it part of me feel like their mama is fully aware of the shits between them. And mama just try to stay on Tasha's side. That's just my opinion. I'm going to leave that be. Now, to me, like, look, mama, I just feel like you don't listen to me. You show favoritism towards Tasha, and you always allow her to talk. Now, first of all, I'm like, y'all all too old for you to let anybody else shush you, even your mama. Because if your mama never allowed you to talk, I just would not talk to her. And I wouldn't care. If me and my sister had issues, I would not take them to my mama. And because she don't listen to me, when she called me and fussed to me, I wouldn't be listening to her. I would not listen to her. That's if I had the kind of mama that they have. Luckily for me, I don't have an issue. Now the mama, well, I let her speak because she don't talk to me in a disrespectful way. And to me, that was an omission. I'm sorry, not omission. She was admitting that in one way or the other, she does play favoritism, even if she don't get that's what she's doing. But for her to say, well, I let her talk all the time because she's respectful to me all the time, unlike you who talk to me any kind of way. I feel like once you get to a certain age, the conversation, I can't talk to you like I'm a child. I'm a grown woman with children, a husband, and my own household. So I'm not coming to you as your child, like a kid. I'm an adult who, you my mama, but I'm an adult. So it's going to be a different, you know what I'm saying? So to be the mama know for a fact that she be around here being different towards Tamika. So when the mama got all irate, I am the fifth member. I am the fifth member of the group. I said, you the fifth? So you the fifth member, not Mama Joyce, not Tiny Mama. You the fifth member. I said that right there all gonna show me she's delusional. Okay, but I'm the fifth member of the group because I'm the one that put it back in y'all here. I'm the one that when your daddy left and left us and didn't care, I was the one who kept y'all together. Telling y'all when y'all was wrong, I was like, ma'am, what did your husband leaving have to do with the group dynamic or with Tamika and Tasha beefing? Now, Tamika said how, she's a daddy's girl. So she do feel like her mama looks at her and sees her daddy. And she think her mama has not healed from the divorce yet or they leaving. You can't be around here you can't put your kids in a position to take the heat because your man, they daddy, left you. That's stupid to me. And to even bring up, I'm the fifth member because your daddy. I said, what does her daddy leaving? Her father leaving should never be a conversation you had with her unless you're saying your daddy left us and all you had was me. But it seemed like the daddy was around, he just wasn't with the mama no more. So I didn't get the point of her bringing up the daddy. And the whole time they were on the talking, I felt like Tamika was sitting there looking like a child being scolded by mama. It wasn't even a conversation between two women who happened to be mother and daughter. That's what's fucked up. And I think Tamika is aware, because she said it, my mama has not healed from my daddy leaving, and she see me and she see my daddy because I'm daddy's girl. And I think that's why how she talked to Tamika is a bit more reckless than how she talks to Tasha. It's really evident, honestly. I think because now Tamika's around here standing up for herself to mama, her mama don't like that. But if my mama, I'm not saying me, but if I was Tamika, my mama like, Mom, what did daddy leaving? What did daddy leaving you have to do with me? For what? Anyway, her point was, because Tamika's point was, Mama, look, because the mama said, you know, I'm also, because I can tell y'all when y'all being right and wrong, and because of Mama, I can't always be wrong, and that's also another gotcha. You can't make one child feel like they can never do right, and I think that's how Tamika felt. Mama, I can't always be wrong. I can't. And when you, how can you sit there and look at your mama? Look at your child and see how sad she look and how hurt she look, and your reply is, "You hurt your sister. Tasha is crushed. You know, you talk about her husband, and hopefully you can sleep at night." I said, "What?" Again, this should not be about Tasha and how Tasha feels. You should not be sitting here trying to fuss at me about my sister when clearly me and you have an issue. That's the point that Tamika makes, and how the mama be consistently defending Tasha. And when she said, "Mama, I wish you went as hard for me that you do for them." Because that man took money from me and my family, so I only speak on him when he involved. He ain't take your money. I'm like, here we go again. You don't know what that man did. You don't know. But when Tamika said, "Look, Mama, you know, I can't keep getting beat up my whole life. Okay, so if you can't respect me as an adult and my feelings, I'm gonna step back. Meaning I can't fuck with you right now because you don't respect me just as an adult." And I think that's a thing. You know, parent. I don't know at what point me and my mom, my mom, my siblings, I've never felt a weirdness to where my mama did not respect me as an adult. Even if she cussed me, she don't come on, don't cuss, fuss. Even if she will fuss me out, it was never like I was a child. Like, mama don't scold me. She doesn't. She talks to me like my mama for sure. But how they mama talk to Tamika is a parent talking to the child, not a parent having a conversation or being upset with a child who happens to also be an adult. There is a way to talk to other adults. Same way I'm not going to talk to my mama like anybody on the street. Ain't going to happen. And to me, the mama was more focused on defending Tasha than listening to Tamika. Now, when she brought up how, "Mama, I got to step back because you don't respect me as an adult," and look at me. Look at me. I am your mother. I love you. I always have and always will. Okay? And now the one part I would give her, kudos for, when she said, if you felt I have been less of a mom to you and more of a mom to Tasha, I am sorry. I loved you more than anything, and they hug it out. So I can appreciate when the mama seen my mom stop talking to you. I'm gonna say, "Mama, fuck you." I'm gonna step back. The mama realized, okay, let me say sorry. Let me acknowledge if she felt like I've been more of this or sister. I would say, "I'm sorry." I like that. Okay, I think that's step one. Step one was the mama, acknowledging, "Hey, I hear you. I can say sorry. That's step one. Now, step two would be her continuing to respect Tamika as, an adult. Just saying. Just saying. Because I still don't, because, and I will say that Tamika did apologize to Mama, saying, Mama, if you felt like she said, Mama, you felt like I was being rude and disrespectful. So I'll say sorry because you felt like I was that. So I'm sorry for that because I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. Okay, so both of them got an apology for how they felt, but hopefully moving forward, their mama will keep her ass out their business. Okay, let them have what it is. And when Tasha's in her confessional, that hopefully going forward, her mama and her can have a healthy adult relationship. Because guess what? You not my mama, as in I'm 10. I'm 40. I don't know how old she is. I think she's like, I don't know how old they. Well, she's in her 40s. I'll say that she's in her 40s. So we shall see. Okay, there was in a conversation with Candy and Tosh. Candy said her, I think we don't speak on it, how her and Tosh over the years, have had plenty of conversations or whatever. They used to discuss all the time, how Coco left the group and how Tosh left the group. So they have a friendship from back in the day. Okay, so but Tosh come over. First of all, they both look gorgeous. Okay, I love Taj's kimono. You're making it was cute. So Taj tells Candy, girl, hey Candy, how you doing, girl? Guess who I saw? Who you see, Taj? Who you see? Girl, I saw Tasha. Where you see Tasha, girl? I seen Tasha in Nashville. She was around there, honey, having meetings. I'm just being extra. But she told Candy how, she did see Tasha in Nashville because she was around there, having meetings for a solo deal. And Candy said, what? She was doing what? I can't believe her ass is round here. I want to show y'all how crazy I look. I took my braids down. Girl, look. That's why I said I look crazy under this hoodie. Because this half is out. But the hoodie was making I liked, I have not been able to touch my scalp like this, you know what I'm saying, in 2 months. So I just had to, so when y'all say, she look crazy. Yes, I only have this half, this much to do, and I'll do this when I'm done. But I just want y'all to see. Lord Jesus, okay. So I'm off screen for the rest of the things because I look like this, and I don't feel like wearing a hood because I just don't. But hi. Anyway, back to Kenny and Josh. So yeah. When she told Ken how she saw Tamika there, and I know, right? I was like, no. In the future, if she's unable to mediate without taking sides, she say out of it. We know she's still playing sides, though, because she wouldn't get Tamika right after the fact. She would not get a lady her sister number. Messy boots. Completely, okay. Met the man with the half and half. You're wrong, like sweet morning dew. I took one look at you. Stop. I'm sorry. But yeah, tomorrow, my hair will be fine. This right now, it was either cancel the live and finish on braiding, or come on camera looking crazy. And I'm like, no, I'll just come on camera and I'll just tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. I could have cut the braids short and just wore them but I was like, no. And I started taking my braids out last night. I took the back out last night, and I took this side out today, and I have just this side to do, and I'll have that done about, this probably be like maybe 2 hours. Anyway, I'm off a camera. But yeah, Candy was like, that is crazy. That's the same thing she did back in the day when she left before. She started being kind of mean to us, whatever, and she would, be kind of standoffish before coming to tell us that she was leaving. So, it's the same thing. The crazy part is Ty, like that Southern Coco did. So it's weird to me that everybody is aware that both Coco and Tamika, I'm sorry, not Tamika, and Coco and Tasha have both did what Tasha's doing now, which is basically shit on the group. Okay, being mean spirited or whatever, and just not trying to be accommodating, and then you want to leave. So it's weird to me that SWV are not. Well, I guess they don't know yet that Tasha's trying to leave. They just feel like there's some foolishness going on within the group. And to me, in my opinion, she's allowing the discourse to continue because it makes it easier for her to walk away. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the weird part, that no one sees it as she's purposefully letting stuff fester, because the easier thing to say is, well, they got so negative, I had to leave. It's all on them. It's not on me. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, if you say so. But the fact, again, that Taj knew before anyone in the group knew, to me shows how sneaky Tasha was trying to be about the whole thing. Okay, so we do see Taj invites all the girls to come down to SWV's rehearsal, because they have to have a conversation, because they have to figure things out for this tour, for this show, and whatever. Okay, even if Tasha don't want to do it, they can just continue on without Tasha. I say, because one monkey don't stop no show. Now we then see somebody in the studio. Okay, we see the lady, her husband. The fact that Rocky came in there, danced around and quoting Ike Turner, I think I need folk to get quoting Ike Turner in a marriage that seems like it could be like Ike and Tina isn't funny. And the scene, I'm like, you do know in that scene he beat her up and like raped her. Like, that ain't funny. You know what I'm saying? But Tasha, like, I'm in the studio working on my solo stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a new chapter and things are gonna change. Again, Tasha is fully on this show. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. I forgot he was gonna be on there live, y'all. So do me a quick favor, y'all, while I set up my phone. I want y'all to go ahead and take a little second and like the video. Thank you very much. And it's recording. You know what I'm saying? Multitask. I'm on live. I'm unbraiding hair. I'm recording Bishop Robbery. We got all kind of things going on. All kind of things. Okay. Y'all know tomorrow is Gossip Chat Day. Okay. My hair will be all down. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a conversation tomorrow about Tasha K and Cardi, about the more stuff that Tamar been saying. Tomorrow night, we're gonna have all that. All that. Girl, off camera. Anyway, thank you, Ebony, I think it was Ebony who let me know he was on live. Okay. But yeah, back to Tasha, her husband. So again, Tasha round here on this show. Okay, and she's she's actively working on a solo project. Okay, working on a whole solo project while trying to make it seem as if she wasn't trying to her group over. And that's the crazy part to me, because how are you on a show with your group? Okay. But you are talking about, if you think about it, we have not really heard her talk about anything group like. at all. Nothing. It's already been about the solo stuff. So anyone who don't understand, no, Tasha came into this thing trying to be solo. And she knew this was a way to show her solo status arrival. You're going to see me recording songs of my solo stuff. You'll see me in meetings for my solo album. You'll see me talking to my husband. So it's like we ain't seen her do anything group like, nothing. So anyone who feel like, oh, she didn't want to be solo. Oh, it was a last minute decision. Oh, that wasn't what it is. Ma'am, it was. Ma'am, it was. Okay. But then Rocky and his iconiness or whatever, she talks about how Candy told her about, a meeting with SWV about the tour stuff, whatever. But I don't know if I want to go. Now, Rocky, her mouthpiece, clearly, what's happening with you and Tamika, it's affecting you. Do you think she wants to even try to fix it? Well, you know what? She probably don't. You know what I'm saying? Because she's accusing me. I'm like, sir, you didn't even allow her to answer your question. How did you answer the question for her that you asked her? You can't ask her, do you think she wants to fix it? And you immediately, she don't, because she said that about me. But I forgive her. I was like, we don't like you, Rocky. We don't like you. We don't. Period. We don't like you. Okay. Tasha then bring up how look. I have not told the ladies about me and my deal or whatever for the solo stuff. Because when I tell people stuff, it don't be happening. Okay. When I be around here trying to, foreshadow myself doing things, it don't be happening. I'm like, because of you. It ain't. Hold on, y'all. Because I'm like, why am I hear Bishop Robert talking? He wasn't saying nothing. My phone recording, but he was required. But it's because of you. It's really because of you. I feel like the reasons she may not have been able to do solo things before, it could be because of how she moved. I do feel like that she's getting a bit more attention now because the group is doing what was doing more at that point in time. The group got a show. And I think she realized, okay, this is my chance to do solo again. I'm going to repeat what I did back in 98 and use us as a group to promote myself as a solo artist. I think it's some bullshit. And when Rocky said, well, go to that meeting, girl, if you want to, and grab them mic and show them who you are. Whatever. Because look, this is the thing. No one questions if Tasha has an amazing voice. No one. I feel like we all can agree she does have a great voice. And if she was doing things in a different way, more people would support her plot to be solo. I think more folk will be supportive and reposting her stuff. I think more people would be supportive and just supporting her. Now, I'm not saying she don't have no support, but she does. The song she made or the ad, whatever's coming on Good Friday, whatever. So she has whoever's supporting her. It's just not me. Okay? It is not me. Because I just don't like how she did things. I just wish she would have tried to have a conversation with her group mates once she made the decision to take on meetings to be a solo artist. That is the point in time to talk to them. But Tasha too busy listening to Rocky, who I feel like what else does he do besides be married to her? I think nothing. Lastly, we know everybody meets up. They all meet up at the SWV rehearsal. They were rehearsing for a show, and now look, this look. Let me come on screen looking crazy. So I put my hood on. This is the time. It's crazy to have my head is really done. What my phone told her? This is the time where I feel like Xscape not having a manager caused issues that they should not have had to deal with personally as artists. And I feel like people don't fully understand that in business, you do have to have these uncomfortable conversations when you are working together with, joining forces with, being with people. Okay, I got a head being around somewhere. That's what happens. And until people understand that Candy's statement was not a diss or disrespectful, or even her thinking like she or the group is better than SWV. This is how that happens. Hey y'all. Okay. How y'all doing? Um, Candy's question was about the business that happens in music. And when you work with somebody and it's supposed to be for one show, cool. This is what it may be for one show. Um, I think Mona Scott Young, who idea it was for them to tour and to do the show, it was a great idea. However, an idea is an idea. So we're coming together jointly for this TV show to try to do a tour, to try to do a show together. Two legendary groups. And the fact that Xscape does not have a manager because they did not like the people that was doing stuff before, had to have conversation with not only SWV but with their managers. And usually that conversation would have been had between management, but it could not be. However, it was a conversation that needed to be had regardless. Period. And they agreed to do the show. They all put their hands in. Together, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be a show together. They brought up how at first it was supposed to be a whole tour, but the promoter only had one night available for them, so it did not be a one-time show. And they all agree, yes, we can do the show together. Okay. Candy then said, well, okay, well, how about the bill? How would the bill be handled? Because we like to be headlining our own tours. Now, I don't see an issue with what Candy said. I feel like the problem came in when social media and fans got on the line on Twitter, on IG, on TikTok, and they pick sides. Xscape fans and SWV fans were out here making points because of who they are fans of. If I had a choice between an SWV show and a skit, I'll choose SWV. Or that ain't what it means. It's a joint show. However, how they get paid matters. Because if one promoter, I seen the perfect example of somebody what they put online. Because Candy brought up, where is it? I'm not gonna play no sound because I ain't gonna give flag, okay? Because Candy didn't speak on it. And I don't know if Candy allows folks to use her speak on this, okay? But Candy brought up how their booking fee and SWV's booking fee was 3 times as much. They were getting paid 3 times as much as SWV. She never said what the amounts were. That don't mean SWV getting paid $1,000. It can mean SWV getting paid $150K per person, and they get paid. I don't know. What is going on? Right? Somebody, did y'all put that person time out? Go ahead and put anybody. Yeah, put that person in timeout. Gonna leave that be. Okay, we don't do that at all. We don't do that. So to me, somebody put up the statement that if you work at your job, and if at your job you get paid, okay, that's good. If you getting paid 120 grand to do your job, you are the bookkeeper at your job. You get paid $120,000 a year to do your job. Your employer brings in another bookkeeper who getting paid $30,000 a year. Y'all are supposed to work together. Are you willing to take a pay cut because they want to pay y'all the same amount? No. You want how much you make. Usually, even if you are working with somebody who does the same job as you. And to me, a person saying, hey, let's discuss the billing because currently on our current tours, we headline our tours. We want to keep our headlining status. I do not see the issue with having that conversation because guess what? If you do not have a conversation about how much a person gets paid and who gets this for that and that and that and that and that, it will be an issue for later. Hold on, y'all. My nephew. Hey, Deej. What are y'all doing? You said what? I can push and pull my hair now. Trying to push and pull your hair. What? Oh, should you shampoo your hair? You can. When's your next hair appointment? Get your hair twisted up. I mean, he can, but because you have. Oh Lord! Don't let your mouth twist it. I watched YouTube videos. Oh. They took a comb and parted it. They had like. Okay. Yeah. Yes, you can wash your hair if you want to, DJ, but because you have, curlier hair, I can't guarantee that it won't unravel when you wash it. Okay, I'm on live, so I have to call y'all later. I have to because I love you. But if you let your mom retwist your hair, right, and let me see the finished product later on, okay? I love you. Lord Jesus, my nephew got. I love my nephew. Anyway, okay, well, that's it. I'm gonna post pictures because I gotta see what his mama. If you want here, still call your daughter and your grandson because Lord Jesus. Okay. Then again, as I was saying, when you are working with people, you do want to have a conversation about the money. You do. You can't assume shit. And let's not forget, Xscape had they people, SWV have they people, and then we have production who could be telling people different things. I don't know. And I know how Taj and SWV kept on saying how they were told one thing. I know Candy numbers and other things, whatever. I think the fact of the matter was it was supposed to be a tour. It was not supposed to be just one show. So in my opinion, Candy's point was let's have a conversation about the money. Because it matters. You do not want to not discuss it. And I also agree that it could have been a co-headlining situation. However, I'm not lowering how much I get paid as a headliner to match y'all fees. Not doing that. And it angered me that people allow the fans who some, not all, some do not understand the conversation of business. It made it a thing as to where Candy or Xscape or Tiny were trying to be disrespectful or rude or shame SWV. That wasn't what it was. But if you look over time, we know SWV have sold more albums. We know that. We know that wasn't the issue. Candy did not bring up who made more, who sold more albums. Candy brought up how currently we headline our tour. Let's have a conversation, because if we go further, we need to have a clear understanding of how it would be going forward, right? Candy is very much so business minded, and sometimes when you are a matter of fact about things and you get into your business bag, people don't like that, especially if you are used to other people doing business for you. I think Candy has had to be very hands-on with stuff. I think SWV has management who can have these conversations, and the managers can beef it out, so that the groups aren't having to. This is one time where the group was having the conversation. Like I've been saying, Xscape shouldn't have to lower their prices to accommodate SWV. Also, with the promoters do this to two male groups. They would. They both people in the industry have said since this came out, promoters will pay you based on what you've been paid before. Because promoters will talk. So if one promoter paid Xscape 30 grand a piece for a show, which is 90 grand total for the group. If Xscape is getting 100 grand per person, 400 or 309, because three to 400,000 per group, that's a difference. I don't want to take a pay cut. So they've been saying that promoters will do that. Promoters will use what you've been paid by other promoters and how they will offer you payment. So in hindsight, that did need to be a conversation, and people have to stop taking things personal, as if me discussing a business with you is me taking a personal shot at you. It's just a business. If we have been headlining, when we start a show, when we sign up for a tour in the beginning, and we headlining, and we've seen the proof that SWV has been the undercard people open going on before Xscape. We don't want to change that. That don't mean that SWV ain't shit. They are legendary group members. They are great. They're great. But the conversation had to happen. I wonder if they shared, but then could that raise SWV prices? Promoters would not. They wouldn't do that, because they know what they already know what the fees are. And so if we paying SWV 90, why pay y'all 100? So I feel like both groups had valid points. However, egos, in my opinion, got involved with Lily and Coco. Not really Taj in the scene, because Lily and Coco got up, and Coco was like, I sold 30 million records, bitch. Cool, we didn't negate that fact. But to get upset about a business conversation, to me, was crazy. Period. You know what I'm saying? Wait, I'm sorry. Right, a tour. The way people make money is touring. That's how you make money, touring. Only care about how the money gets split. SWV felt distributed but they thought since they're both headliners for the reality show, it goes, and that's the difference. Us having this show together about making a show is two different things. It's two different checks too, because this show is only 6 episodes. A tour could be up to 30 or 40 shows in a year. And so we don't want to go into this one show sharing shit for this one show, and then once the tour happens, y'all want to keep sharing shit. No, let's have a conversation up front in the beginning about what we want, what y'all want, and where can we compromise. From what we've seen, as soon as Candy made the suggestion, they get shit went left. It went left. It went left. Okay. Now think if nothing was said and later on they found out that Xscape got paid more, then that would have been a problem. Right. Nobody should be around here upset that a conversation wants to be had. Period. Period. And some other artists don't understand the mechanic. Right. Some people, some people in business don't get there. A conversation, whether you are a YouTuber, a musical artist, an actor, when you are collaborating with somebody, a conversation should be had about what's going to happen. There should be some kind of conversation if you're going to be working, because people got to get paid. You know what I'm saying? So to me, because this is a huge thing, because it's Xscape, SWV, and again, they are both legendary, million of records sold, millions of fans, artists. I don't think Candy saying that was any type of let me say we better than y'all. We're too, and this is, and I'm not trying to. This is not about. I'm saying because Candy was talking the most, even though her group agreed. Xscape, but Candy made a point in saying this in comparison. Once the shit got to social media, and we seen Candy commenting, we seen Tiny commenting, we seen Lily commenting, we seen Coco, we seen all of them commenting back and forth with fans of the show who was saying shit. And I think that's where shit went left. When the fans were giving their opinions, and then the cast was agreeing, disagreeing, sharing, and reading all that shit. That's when shit got real, real messy. In my opinion, I wouldn't have said shit. Fuck them fans. Because the ones who get it, get it. And there's a way to further explain a scene and give what you thought, how you felt, as Candy did, as Taj did, on her live or whatever, and leave it be, versus going back and forth, and it makes it worse. It makes it worse, and you don't want to make it worse. Okay. Also, is how Jagged Edge and 112 do it. It really works because sometimes they on stage together. But it's the thing: a conversation still has to be had. People see shows and assume, well, it was a show. If you do not think a conversation had to be had between management to figure out what to do, then you're delusional. And I'm not saying die. I'm just saying in general. The key thing was that if you don't think about it, they had not had a full discussion about shit. Because the first time they met, Tasha was acting stanky dang dang. So none of them had a chance to have a real conversation about what the plan was. This was their first come together, sit down conversation to see what they want to do. And both groups can do shows. Both groups can do shows. I think the fact that fans were trying to make it seem that I only want to go see one. No, some folks want to go see SWV. Some want to see Xscape. Some want to see both. Some want to see neither. Some only want to see two live crew. Some only want to see 112. Some only want to see Beyonce. People like what they like. But once you try to cause, this is my thing, there was no reason for the fans to cause discourse further with the groups by putting these opinions around here. So a conversation about who make what, who gonna pay, all that should be had fully. And that's why I feel like people don't get that. And they get online and start fussing their point. Well, SWV sold 30 million records and Xscape sold 7. Okay. But they're both still doing shows 30 years later. They're both on the same show. And let's remember Xscape did not bring up how many albums they sold. Xscape only said, we've been touring, and on our tour, we've been headlining. So how can that work in this situation? Coco was the one that brought up how many records were sold. Coco was the first one to diss Xscape by saying, we sold 30 mil, y'all sold 7 mil, bitch. That was the first part of the disrespect, but no one wants to address that. I'm just saying. In a conversation about how will the money work, SWV brought up how many records they sold. And if that's the case, then that could have been, okay, well, we want top billing. Because at the end of the day, a conversation needed to be had. I had to scroll down because I said open the comments. SWV tours so much that their ticket sales are probably less than Xscape, because Xscape doesn't tour as much. People are really wanting to see Xscape, so I think it's maybe a little bit more. And I want to say this too. You know, Candy on Speak On It said, was Speak On, I think it was. She said they do 50 shows a year. Y'all know it's 52 weeks a year, right? So if you're doing at least one show a week, sorry y'all, let's do them. If y'all doing at least one show a week, that's crazy. Most artists tour for like 3-4 months, maybe 5 months, and they go away and come back because you want there to be a need to want to see you. With Xscape, as someone said, someone in the comment section, they don't do that many shows. And if I'm doing 50 shows in a year, this says 50 shows in a year, I can't see them making individually per show $100,000, because there's another show coming up, right? If I Can See You Anywhere, that goes for SWV, that goes for Tyrese, that goes for whoever, that goes for any artist. There's a reason certain artists only tour once a year for a couple of months. They can charge more money. And folks are saying Xscape tickets are too high. That's fine, but Xscape tickets and their show still sell out. Right, New Edition. And when Candy made a point that SWV has probably sold more records than New Edition. However, SWV opens for New Edition because New Edition has made themselves be a headlining act. Even if they have not had any records in the past 15 years, they're still a headlining group. And this is not really about, it's about the business. And people are making it specific to SWV and Xscape, and not two groups discussing the money. But people like to talk cash shit right now because people are pissed off at Candy. That's what it is. People pissed off at Candy this week. But I feel like no one shaded SWV on the show. No one. It was a question. It was a question about how is the headlining money going to work if this becomes a full tour. That was the question. and from Candy asking that question and saying, because the shows we've been doing, we've been headlining. That's a fact. Coco's response to that and her confession was, I sold 30 million records, bitch. That was Coco's response, which was a shade to Xscape. But no one wanted to, I'm leaving it be. Okay? Now, people need to understand conversations about business have to be had, or else when it's 2 months down the line and a tour is booked, and you then have to have a conversation about money, and the other group does not want to budge, and they can then say, well, last time y'all agreed to co-headline. Yeah, for one show. And now there's a whole new argument because no one had a conversation about how things will go going forward. I am an advocate for make your money. And I posted on my page. I said some folk don't understand what I post. Let me show y'all what I said. Because it's crazy to me that some folk don't be understanding stuff. So, because I had watched the episode and just had not, here we go, but had not, did notes and all that stuff. So I put in life, some people don't understand the difference between discussing the business of working and working. That's why so many people don't understand or did not understand Candy's conversation with SWV, because she meant what she said. And what she said made sense. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I just keep making sure my phone recording, the battery ain't died, because it's over there. So, all I, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. I'm not saying Xscape is better than SWV. I'm not saying that SWV can't sell shows. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, and Candy was also saying, we have to have a conversation based on what we want to do going forward. No one said that SWV can't sell out shows. Now, what Tiny said was, and what Tiny said kind of, it was fact, but it was also, whatever. Tiny saying currently, the fan base that me and Candy have, based on our social media, TV show stuff, we have more visibility than SWV. So we have people who want to come see us. I think she said, she worded it real shady, but no one was mad at her. Everybody mad at Candy. Also, Candy at a point too. SWV sold 30 million records in the 90s. Xscape sold 7 million records in the 90s. Both groups had their biggest success selling albums in the 90s. However, the conversation in the group and the tour was not about the 90s. It was really about who can get people in the seats, who can sell the tickets the most. And promoters feel like Candy, Tiny, who will also bring out T.I. and whoever else, can sell tickets. They know that based on promoters working with them. Currently, there's not a diss to SWV. It isn't. It's a fact of how things are now. And it was a good point that Candy made, because I said How many albums do y'all think Fantasia sold? I don't think Fantasia sold millions. I don't. However, Fantasia can sell out a show. She could headline a show. Okay. Monica. How many albums has Monica sold? I don't know. My point is there's a difference between somebody who sold a lot of records and people who can sell a show. Before Cardi B has sold millions of records, she would sell out an arena. So I think people need to stop trying to prove a point based on the artist they like the most and be rational to think about it's a business decision. Because we know folk who sold a whole bunch of shit but can't get booked nowhere. Because the promoters have to want people to come to the venue to see you. They base it on how many tickets can be sold. They don't care how many records you sold if people ain't gonna pay to come see you. That's just what it is. And that ain't a diss to Xscape or SWV. If you don't know that a business conversation needs to be had, that's on you. Ain't on me. Now, Candy went live to explain stuff. Taj was live as well. I want to get to Candy live because her lives happened first. So I think her stuff was up at first. And then we'll get to Taj. The Taj went on there. She also brought Coco on as well. So I want y'all to take a little look. Where is the thing? Boom, 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 boom. I think this is the one. So take a listen to this, y'all. I'll be right back.
Been right along.
Yeah, we're not gonna spend too much time on that shit.
So yeah, I was in the blog. We're gonna get to the other one last. I was in the blog about Xscape and SWV thing. Everybody was mad. Have y'all been watching the SWV Xscape show on Bravo? Yeah. So it's a 6-episode special. If you haven't seen the first 3 episodes, I would suggest you go back and watch it because the show is good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, on our show,
okay.
We were sitting down having a meeting about finally agreeing to do the concert.
Right.
Right. And everybody finally agreed.
Correct.
And then, the manager, so their manager was there at the time.
Why y'all managers weren't there? Because y'all weren't fucking with them?
We wasn't on the same page about management at that time.
Mm-hmm.
They had showed that in an episode a couple episodes ago. So it was
right.
So anyway, so the conversation had been had. And so I know a lot of people online was like, why couldn't they do it for one show? Well, there had been conversations about that being a whole tour. Mm-hmm. So there were promoters who were talking to us, not on camera, but off camera, about making this whole situation a full tour, right?
Right.
So I was just basically like, okay, if this is going to be a full tour, we're really having conversations about the business of how this is going to roll. And to me, you have to say, what your expectations are right off rip.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So there's not any misunderstandings, no confusion.
Correct.
Now, a lot of people are upset because I said that our group wanted to make sure that we continue to be the get top billing or be the headline.
Well, this is my thing with that, right?
What?
SWV is a very successful group.
Yes.
They've sold a lot of records.
Yes.
And yes, they've sold possibly more records than Xscape.
No, not possibly. They did sell more records.
Okay, I was being nice. I mean, they sold more records than y'all. All right,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not afraid of the truth. So go ahead.
All right. So they sold more records than y'all.
Okay.
That was 20 years ago?
It was in the 90s.
All right. It's 2023.
Yes.
No disrespect to SWV because I love them, all 3 of them.
Right.
But when you look...
It was 30 years ago, actually.
30 years. Well,
we've both been in the industry 30 years
Okay,
ago.
so 30 years ago, you guys were selling records. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. When you look at today's situation, Xscape's market share is a little bit bigger than SWV. Correct?
Right. I mean, it's just a simple fact of we have already been headlining our shows and we've established ourselves as headliners.
But I like to think you continue to say, and this is just me talking to you.
Okay, go ahead.
You continue to say you all headline shows. That's very clear.
Okay.
But when we start to talk about SWV and Xscape together, you have to go with who's the bigger group out of the two. And I
No,
don't
you
think we
don't.
should talk numbers.
What you mean?
I don't think we should talk who sold more. I think we should talk who's more relevant today.
Okay.
If I was to say,
y'all know that's Canyon and DJ A1. I would not say that SWV is not relevant. We love SWV songs. And again, it's people having their opinion on who they like the most versus saying they're both amazing. However, some promoters will be willing to pay more for Xscape with Candy and Tiny because of their social media presence, of their, television presence and all that shit. Just saying.
I'm going to be on a tour with someone, right? And I'm more relevant than them today. I don't give a fuck what you did years ago.
See, I think that's the thing. I think everybody was trying to say, oh, she's trying to disrespect them and say they're not relevant. That is not what I'm saying.
No, I didn't say that. They do 50 shows.
And again, I want to say that was my issue as well. It was my issue was people trying to make it seem as if Candy was trying to be rude, mean, and disrespectful to Xscape. I don't think that was her point. I don't.
Oh, yeah, clearly they relevant.
Let me finish saying what I was saying. What I'm saying is once you've established yourself as a headlining act, right? Then you want to continue to be the headliner, right?
Correct.
So what I'm saying is, say for instance, there are some artists
Okay.
who, no matter what, they are going to be the headliner. So say for instance,
Charlie Wilson
or Fantasia. She always gonna be,
Right. Frankie Beverly.
And don't get me wrong, there are times when those people may not, but if they're not headlining, it's to somebody else who's been a headliner.
Correct.
It's not like they, letting somebody else who haven't been headlining. Headline. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is like, say for instance, if Fantasia and Maxwell go on tour together, then yeah, okay,
Maxwell gonna headline.
they both headline, so it's kind of like up for grabs or whatever.
Correct.
But what I'm saying is, New Edition, for instance, even if I know Bobby Brown by himself got a lot of records, but let's say even if Bobby Brown is not there, New Edition has not sold as many records, if you look online, as SWV. But there's never a day that SWV is going to headline over New Edition.
Not at all.
Because New Edition has established themselves as a headline act. So all I was trying to say was that we have established ourselves as headliners, and we're trying to maintain that. Because basically, if I take less money for this, then promoters are going to come to me later on and be like, well, you only took this for that tour, so
as they do.
And they do it all the time. So we're not going to change what we've already established just for the sake of this TV show.
Correct.
Boom. And I feel like some people didn't understand that. Yeah, I keep seeing folks say they need a man. We can't go back in the past, and they have management now. Xscape with the three ladies, they now have management. But we know the people that had that point in time, they had fired because they wasn't doing much. So, that's that on that. Okay. And again, some people feel like Candy was being disrespectful. I get that. I don't think that was her intent. And the fact that she's saying that was not her intent, but people still feel that way, even after hearing her explain the business side of it. I don't get how people don't get it. Everybody isn't made to collaborate with other people for that reason. Because if you can't handle the business conversation, how can we ever get to point A, point B, and point C, and point D? And I also feel like when Candy and A1 just said how promoters absolutely will say, well, because they work with sometimes the same promoters who will promote them again and again and again. And if the promoter in Atlanta, for example, if a promoter in Atlanta pay all y'all a total of, let's say, $800,000. If all us, $700. If each lady out of 7 get $100,000, whereas usually Xscape is used to getting, and I'm just using an example, I don't know the money. They're used to getting $200,000 per person. That same promoter can say, well, last time I paid you less money, so I don't have to pay you a headliner fee now. because it's different. And some people just don't want to understand the business. Yeah, Candy was talking business. Some folk like their managers do that. Candy was able to bring it up herself because it had to be done. Just
like, because we got to keep working in this game or whatever.
Right.
So that is why I was like, okay, we have to talk about, and mind you, the producers definitely kept saying, okay, we need to talk about who's going to go last, who going to, you know, because they wanted that to be a topic.
And this is the guy, I just want to make sure that I'm clear. We're not going to act like we didn't see SWV shows and them beefing before. The fact that they're not beefing now, but they went through this exact same thing on their last show, we also need to acknowledge that. And at times, they did not like their management. At times, Coco kept trying to leave. At times, they were always at odds. They have said that before. So I feel like we can't make it seem as if that what Xscape is going through, that it did not happen with SWV. It did not happen with Destiny Child. It did not happen with New Edition. It did not happen with the Jackson 5. It did not happen with other groups. So I feel like we're not going to play with these two legendary groups. I don't care to cause division where there doesn't have to be division, when as adults in this field, you just have to have a business conversation. And SWV and Xscape both broke up because Coco left and Tasha left. They both groups came back together years later. Both groups continued to fuss and fight and argue until recently. Xscape is on their money bag because it's not just the three of them. Tasha solo, the three of them is doing tours. They got tours booked up. SWV is booked and busy and doing tours and working. I feel like, in my opinion, yeah, it was negotiating. It was, but some folk don't. Some folk like to keep a mess, and I don't.
Matter of fact, I heard that was an issue on the Salt and Pepper and SWV show. They had a show together. How many of y'all know that SWV and Salt and Pepper had a show together a couple years ago?
Did any SWV fans in here watch the show with them and Salt and Pepper? Where Salt and Pepper told them they would headline. And they was arguing and fussing. On the last show they was on with SWV and Salt and Pepper. Two also legendary groups. Even though Salt and Pepper came out before SWV. So I feel like, we need to be able to have rational conversations and acknowledge rational conversations.
Oh, one person.
One person in this room.
Okay, great.
Okay.
That went off well, Candy. Go ahead.
No, but my point is,
I just bullshit.
I heard, and I saw Salt not that long ago. She said they had this same debate about who was going to go last in their conversation.
You know what?
So my thing is, and let me finish my thought. The main reason why I didn't understand why it was such a big deal is because realistically, for the last 6 years, as Sasha's friend not kindly put, since you've been back, it doesn't matter. We all are we're doing our thing as a group, Xscape, and we have been going headlining behind them. We've been headlining the show, or either way, we come on at the end of the night. I saw some people's like, well, they co-headline with Monica. Well, Monica was headlining the tour before we came on board.
Correct.
That particular brand.
Correct.
Shout out to my girl Monica. That's my girl. I love her to
100%.
death. And she was already headlining the show before we even got added to be clear. So I don't want you. Please stop trying to make this Xscape and Monica thing, because Xscape love Monica, Monica love Xscape, and there was no issues there whatsoever.
I think they brought that up. Well, she brought that up. I think she brought that up because we saw that Coco had reposted a post of someone showing the tour where Xscape was on the undercard of a show that Monica was headlining. And I said to myself, so I was like, I think that was Monica's show. So Candy's point was a show where someone else is already on tour and we're added after the fact, it ain't our tour. So we're not headlining for that reason. And some people, I guess, don't want to acknowledge that or don't care to acknowledge that. I don't know. But it's two different things when someone say in the beginning, as it's being planned, we plan to headline our own tour versus being added to someone else's tour. I guess that was her point.
Anyway, SWV had been coming on before us. I didn't understand why it was all of a sudden mad. And I don't understand why people all of a sudden act like I gotta be mean or I gotta be cocky because I'm stating facts about what we were able to do as far as ticket sales. Okay. Because y'all quick throw at me, oh, but they sold millions of records more than y'all. So when she said, oh, we sold 30 million records, bitch. When she said it in her scene, which I wasn't in that room, okay, just to be clear. But Madonna said she would tell that bitch up. No, I'm just saying. But either way, when she said that, why y'all didn't get offended by that? Like, because she stated, well, I don't know. I mean, if you go on RIAA, I don't, meaning the actual certified sales, I don't know if it leads up to that, but they did sell more records than us. I will give them that. So my point is, when they throw out that they sold more records than us, I'm okay with that because that is their facts. But my thing is, we sold more tickets than you. So why are y'all mad at me for saying that? I'm only advocating for my group the same way they do for theirs. I'm not getting upset. I'm not in my feelings because they say, oh, we sold more records than you. I'm not upset. So why is everybody else upset? I just saw online that they shoot birds. I don't know. They over there talking about watching. What are you talking about? What are we mad about?
Yeah, that was on there. So that was Candy. And I think I also saw, I'm Nicole said this too, how Xscape can perform without one person or the other. SWV can't perform without Coco. At all. At all. At all. At all. So if Coco get pissed off, what is Taj and Lily gonna do? Nothing. Anyway, I want to play a bit of Taj's live. I was able to cut Taj live down from what she did. Taj was live the other day. Okay. And let's hear her side of things too. Because y'all don't like to be fair. I like to be fair. We can't play one person. If I find a live of someone and I can play it, I'm gonna play it. With my ID, I'm gonna play it. Okay. So that's the thing. Let's see. I can agree with Candy on this issue, but I'm an accountant and I also listen to the music critics breakdown why certain acts get certain venues and certain acts and certain nights at a venue. Candy wasn't wrong in discussing the long-range headliner options if this was to turn into a full-scale tour. That shoot at the V can't perform without Coco. That's the facts. Candy is about to be in the blogs all year because Housewives of Atlanta is coming back in a couple months. Okay, that's what happens when the general public is privy to your. Come on now, Kathy. That's what happens when the general public is privy to your real business. That's very true. That's very true. Because a lot of folk had opinions who did not even get the point of the argument. You know, they did not get it. Okay, thank you. Yes, it's me for the super chat. Did y'all notice Coco said I sold 30 mil? Not we. Candy only asked a question. People okay. So let's put it this way: SWV has to do 50 shows to make 90K. Xscape only has to do 28 to get that amount. I mean, I didn't throw the shade. Yes, it's me did. I didn't throw the shade saying SWV has to do more shows to make what Xscape makes. I didn't say that. Yes, it's so. Don't come to my comment section coming at me. I'm just saying. It would be a joint tour, so why can't they both headline? This isn't one group bringing on another one thing about it. Men don't care about it. If you think men don't care about how much they get paid, then you let me stop. We have to stop making it seem like men don't have conversation. We're not gonna do that. We've heard plenty of arguments over the years of men beefing about this or that, or men not working together. I will never ever down a woman for being about her business. Ever. Ever. I would never make it seem as if men don't care. That's a no. We're not gonna do that. Not at all. Not at all. The difference is men not on reality shows having to have the conversation. We see 50 Cent is still around. 50 Cent just sued somebody and somebody who took money from him and don't take that man's house. People care about money and who owes who. Period. So we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna put it as if men are no hell fuck no, not on my watch. Not on my watch. No ma'am. No sir. No thank you. Okay. We have to get to a point to be about the business. Period. Okay, that's your Tosh.
All right, Octavia Stagger says, and I see Latasha's leaving the.
I should have watched this before I edited. I edited it and I wasn't paying enough attention. I would not have let the filter be that filter-ish, so cartoon-ish. I did not mean to make it so cartoon-ish. I just was not paying attention. So excuse me.
Group. Yeah, from what I understand, I can't confirm because I don't know if she confirmed it or not. But yeah, if she's leaving, they moved on without Candy. They'll move on without Tasha. It'll all be. I can't speak on Xscape. I can speak on SWV. And we good right now, child. And we've been through it. I ain't even child. What? We've been through it. We are three totally different personalities. Coco's the smarts, like diva. She's our diva. Lily is the crazy wild one. And literally, I got my issues, but I've always been called the responsible one. I didn't ask for the title. Let me see.
I like her admission in saying, hey, we've had our issues too. We've had fights too. We've had blowouts too. We've done these things too. My point is they are both legendary groups. I love them both.
Some of these comments are messy. Oh, well, we don't do messy on this one right here. No, we're uplifting. I'm not going to beat down no black woman. You can go to somebody else's live for that. Okay, booze? Yes. How do I feel about Don Juan saying didn't sell many albums? I don't feel any way about Don Juan. I don't know. Has he? No, let me stop. I'm not going to let y'all make me messy. Y'all not going to make me messy on this show. All right. Now let's get to the juicy part. The final scene. The final scene.
I want y'all to go to because Taj was live for almost an hour. She goes over the episode or whatever. I only took about 12 minutes or so for what she discussed on the group. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's when the whole collaboration thing it went left. Coco and I literally uprooted our lives and moved to Atlanta when we got a call about doing a collaborative performance with Xscape that was based off Versus. Now, when we did Versus, it wasn't Xscape featuring SWV on this Versus. It was Xscape and SWV doing a Versus. I had a great time. I was excited to do Versus because I love Xscape. They've always been cool. We've always been cool. So when we got a call to do a possible tour with them, I'm thinking, we going back to the 90s on these measures. Yeah, we about to turn up. I just had this grand idea of what it would be like to hang out and work with some people from my time, my era.
No, Wanda. Everyone was not going live this often before. Now, and lots of people on these shows go live. I don't mind it. It gives me content. So, but I mean, a lot of them do it now.
And just on the road, cutting up. We used to have so much fun on the road. I was like, we can do this tour, I can leave my husband and my son at home and I can go act like I'm 25 again? Hell yeah, I'm in. Eddie probably looking cussing me out right now, but he's doing yoga. He ain't got time to look at this. But yeah, so when that was brought up, it just kind of threw us left because not once when we were approached about doing this collaborative show did we ever think we need to be headliners or we need to have more props than Xscape, or we never thought of it that way. So when it came up, it kind of like, it took us aback because that's not what we were told. So yeah, it kind of got messy. And honey, let me just tell you, Coco's faces when I was watching the show, you've got to look at Coco and Lily's faces. They are priceless. Someone needs to make memes of their faces because child, the eye rolling, the staring off like I didn't take my bipolar medication. It was hilarious.
Bipolar medication.
But all I can say is this: it is if this tour would have been
again tour, like Candy was saying, tour. While we know all that ended up happening was one show, it was supposed to be a tour. That's why the conversation was Candy was trying to have was about a tour. You know, I'm going to say that.
Amazing. It would have been so fabulous because for the first time, and let me tell you another reason why I think it would have been so dope. A couple years ago, we were out on the road with 112 and Jagged Edge, and they did this collaborative performance where they're both on stage. Like 112 sang Jagged Edge's song, Jagged Edge sang 112 song, then they come off and do their own song. It was so dope. It was so dope. So when Mona Scott approached us about doing something like that, kind of like how she did with Xscape. When Xscape decided to get back together, she did this whole reality show that built up this tour that they were about to do. They went out and killed it. But yeah, it was supposed to be like that. Hold on, my husband's coming in here. And you found mine? Yeah. Oh, he found my iPad. I could not find my iPad for like weeks. I don't know where it was. It was probably in his bag because he's always taking my stuff. And of course it's dead because he took my stuff. But anyway, so yeah, when Mona and Xscape did Just Kicking It, and then they built up the tour from there, it did great. They had some great acts like Monica and Tamar. Hell yeah. I was at that show. It was a great show. So we were trying to do, Mona had that vision again when she asked us to do this show. Didn't turn out that way. Clearly, there were hiccups. So, yeah, there were hiccups. But again, like I said, ciao. Life is too short. SWV on this road, killing it. Like, what you gonna do? You can't force somebody to do something with you that they don't want to. I don't know. Yeah.
And it was Tasha who was holding up the conversation about what could be, should be done. That's why they didn't get, this stuff out until, episode 3. Just want to say that.
Yeah, so y'all can give me your take, and like I said, I don't want to bash anybody, and I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth about who's better and who's not. Like I said, the collaborative show would have been the first of its kind of 2 acts on stage, and I think it would have been, and still can be, super huge, but it kind of just took a turn for the worse tonight, and it kind of put a little hiccup in the whole joy of it, I should say, in the joy of it, because it became, and it's not even about business. Like, business would have been handled regardless, but it made the environment uncomfortable because
people don't like discussing business. And to me, I feel like her saying, well, the business would have been handled. It's like, yeah, it would have, but the conversation being brought up should not make people feel like it's now an uneasy environment because y'all feel some kind of way. I think people should use their words and express their feelings, and to say that you may have felt slighted by the conversation, and if the person that say it's not because Candy in the scenes that I don't mean no disrespect. We love y'all. Y'all are legendary. Like, it was no shade towards them as a group. So to me, I feel like they took it personal. You took a business conversation personal simply because the conversation was not started from someone's manager. y'all people were offended because the conversation started with the two groups. That's just my opinion.
I don't know if they realized when they said that and how it was said. You're basically telling somebody they're not good enough. And you have to put yourself in a position. I always say, treat people how you want to be treated. And if you don't want to be disrespected, you shouldn't disrespect other people. And
again, I still don't think it was disrespectful. What we saw, we can't say what further conversation happened, but what we saw was just the question of how was headlining going to be handled? How was billing going to be handled? Billing also means just, the kiosk, the marquee, the name, and that stuff. I don't understand why Todd is making it seem like they were disrespected because a question was asked. And I'm going to repeat the fact that Coco was the first one to say, I sold 30 million records, bitch. To me, that was disrespectful. That was shade toward Xscape. Just saying. But Taj is still expressing it in a way to where she's just discussing how she felt, even though I don't agree with the fact that it was a disrespectful conversation.
it's just a matter of right and wrong. I try to live by right and wrong. If I do something wrong, I want to apologize because sometimes maybe I just didn't know I did it wrong. And if I offended you in any way, please let me know. I mean, I will do my best to correct that. But yeah, it felt a little. It was. I don't know. What do you think? Was it a little disrespectful? Not disrespectful.
I didn't. I also want to comment to this. I think what we didn't get with TV timeline and real life timeline. This conversation happened weeks into the discussion, so it needed to be brought up because the first conversation they had with them was 2-3 weeks ago when they first met up at that place, and when Tasha said she didn't want to, she had to figure things out. That was so. If it's now 3 weeks later, and your management team is saying we have to do a show within a month. Okay, we don't have time to waste. Because the conversation again was about this may be one show, but it could also be a tour. Let's have that conversation. But again, I have been in many conversations about business things and stuff sometimes just look.
Yeah, and I guess I felt strange because Candy is my boo. That's my boo. Like, literally, I remember back in 98 when SWV broke out and I went down to Atlanta to work on those demos. Tiny and Candy helped me with my demos. They were working with Shakespeare and we all collaborated on some songs. Actually, one of the songs is on Candy's debut album, I Won't Bite My Tongue. Lily's still unable to join. I don't know what to tell her. I can't help her, y'all. But, yeah, they helped me. And I just remember they had just broken up with Xscape and all that. We were sitting there going back and forth on all our problems with our groups. It's like we bonded over that. And it was just a good time. And I've always had a great relationship with her. So it just kind of, I don't know, it just made me feel, I always say if a friendship can fall apart in 2 seconds over something so trivial, was it a friendship? That's a question.
And I feel like no one's friendship, I feel like also SWV and Xscape weren't friends. I think Taj and Candy had a friendship. And I think Taj saying, can one disagreement cause us to not be friends? I'm like, well, if you don't want to be friends with Candy no more because of this, the question is, that's on you. I hope no one falls out over this conversation of business. I really do. I hope no one does that. I agree, Crystal. Candy's approached the discussion with no malice. They felt disrespected because the issue is really seniority and relevancy. I agree. I feel like if you feel like someone is doing things with malice or some kind of ill intent or some kind of, shady dealings, that's how you feel they are. And for that reason, you shouldn't rock with them because you feel like they shady or they come around to be on some BS. I feel like if you've never had any issue with Candy before and then something happens, you feel like oh, you try to shade me. It's like, no. And if the person, as Candy's done, explains what she meant, she was not trying to be. When someone explains what they meant, the intent, if you still feel how you feel and nothing they said changes your mind or makes you feel like, okay, it wasn't that or whatever, then that's just how you felt about them. You know what I'm saying? I think, friendship should not break up over disagreements, but it can break up a friendship if someone feels like you are being shady, and I don't, if that's how they feel personally, that I can't rock with you, because why would you think that about me when you know that ain't how I do? So I'm just saying.
That's a question.
First of all, can we talk about how these people trying to
She brought people on, and it's like one person, and then Coco.
play y'all? And I love your positivity, but I'm sick of the shit. SWV had Michael Jackson signing off on features that he didn't even have y'all pay for on your debut album for free.
Again, bringing up old shit when both groups had stuff done for them back in the 90s. I feel like that had Michael Jackson allowing them to do that beat on their song Human Nature. Oh no, I think his song was Human Nature. Theirs, I think, Will Love Will Be Right Here. Whatever song that was. But I feel like what that got to do with the price of tea in China.
For free.
You guys were the
Yeah, he
flyest
did.
R&B
Michael-
group in the 90s. And now everybody can say TLC, all that. Yeah, okay, cool. Whatever. RCA didn't have y'all doing features. Had y'all did features on people's songs, half these people wouldn't have had them features because it would have been SWV.
I don't know
Because
why
y'all was
they
so
wanna
fire
know.
alone. And you know what?
Well, I know one thing with the Anything soundtrack. I know. I think was it Columbia. I'm not sure what label it was on, but they didn't want it on. They didn't want us doing something. So I know that kind of, even though the song was so huge, they kind of threw a wrench in the cross
And I believe it.
promotion of that song. So, yeah,
But you know
but
what?
I mean, it
And
still
that
did well.
is a
So look,
testament to y'all, because even the songs that y'all couldn't get fully promoted are still better than people's main singles.
And that's when I'm like, see, when they say, we're not going to be shady, but people come on and they be shady. Again, to me, it be the fans coming around here with the bullshit. Not Todd, it be the fans coming around here with the bullshit. Okay? You can't bring up old stuff. I feel like you do not have to disrespect and down one group to uplift the other.
part of it when we're in the beginning, when we're talking about what we did, they only showed me saying 2 albums went platinum, singles went platinum, international. There's a lot of stuff that we can claim, but we would never bring that up on them. Like when we.
But Coco was the one that said, I sold 30 million records, bitch. So to me, we can't make it seem as if we're not talking about what Coco did that. No one is negating the success of these two groups. God.
When we were called, we didn't say, well, we'll do it because we got this and we went. No, we were happy and excited to be doing something with Xscape. We just thought that was so dope, especially since when we were younger in the 90s, we didn't get a lot of chances to do a lot of stuff together.
And you could be very happy to get a chance to collaborate with folks who you want to collaborate with. That's great. You also need to have a business conversation about the collaboration.
So on this time, as we're older and more mature and ready,
Exactly.
I was looking for a great old time. I wanted to have all.
And the fact that you said you don't have the fan base, like, what are they talking about? You have the fan base, like, all about the music. Yeah, they may have a fan base based off of Candy and Tiny's reality shows. Even Tiny admit that, because when she said, like, y'all can say, I'm not sure people knew they were from Xscape. They know you guys are SWV. You're from SWV. So,
and this, look, I mean, no shade, but I have to respond to stuff. I feel like him saying, well, Tiny saying how some folk did not know they sang. But everybody know that SWV sings. And no shade, that's because SWV never did anything else except sing. But we also not going to make it seem like new people may not know who SWV is. We also not going to make... People did not know that Ray J was Brandy's brother. People did not know that Ray J was Brandy's brother. Why? Because Ray J was known for loving hip hop shit. They know shit about Brandy because of the age difference. So I feel like we have to also understand the time gap between people who listen to SWV and ain't never seen them on TV. But if you are an old head like myself, you know who SWV is. You know who Cut Close is. You know who Keep Sweat is. You know who 357 is. Okay, you know who some folk of yesteryear is. Some folk may not know that Queen Latifah was a goddamn rapper. Some folk may not know that MC Light, who does all the announcements on all the black award shows, was a rapper. Some folk may not know that Lieutenant, what's his name? Anyway, IT on SVU. Some folks don't know the IT from SVU was a goddamn rapper. So I feel like let's not make a thing about what Tiny said that some folks did not know they sang, because neither group has had an album out since the 90s. So anybody born in the year 2000 who's 23 right now knows Tiny and Xscape from TV. They may not have any idea who SWV is, but SWV hard loving fans like myself know them because that's from my age range. I'm just saying. Some folk don't know who the hell Cameron is. They don't know Dipset, but they may know Juju from Loving Hip Hop, who was dating Cameron. So I feel like we have to make room for how times have changed over the years, and people know them from different things. Some folk don't have no idea who Taj is, but they may know who Coco is if all they know was Coco's solo career. Some folk did not know who Tiny was until Tiny got on VH1 and with T.I. Some folk did not know that. So I feel like we can't make it seem as if some people don't know people when some people don't know anybody. So it's all relative. There are many white artists right now. I have no idea who they are. I just don't know. It's before my time. I don't know not Nan Taylor Swift song. It's not my thing. Just saying.
The fact that they made that claim that you don't have as big of a fan base that they have, like y'all sold out Wembley Arena in London. So
we know Xscape is huge overseas. I think all artists here from back in the day is huge overseas. I'm just saying. Yes, Mrs. Purple. Some folk only know Taj because of her husband because he played football. Some folk may only know Tiny because of her being married to T.I. Because when T.I. was popping, big things popping, Xscape wasn't. Some folk don't know who Lily is. Yes, they did not know the amazing voices until verses. And that goes, people don't know Taj can sing, or could. I don't know if you can not. Taj could sing. We still don't know about Lily that much. I don't know. I'm just saying, she can sing. My point is, a lot of folk don't know. That was the whole point to a verses, showing legendary groups who has amazing songs that we all love sing. And the fucking fan that came around here and caused a goddamn discussion of delusion of friendships and shit.
I suppose so, but yeah, I can't wait for next week. Like I said, you guys are awesome, and I'm just so hoping to see that there will be good communication later on down the line for you to actually have a tour together.
Yes, Lily was singing on a few of their earlier albums. I agree. So if you are remembering SWV in real time in the 90s, you do know, because I know. I fully know. I'm saying 2023. I don't know how much he's saying. I'm just saying. But people always made a point to have Coco was the lead singer. But yeah, Taj's verse on You Use Your Heart and Not Your amazing. It finally showed her voice. But folks don't know that. That's why SWV don't do no shows without Coco.
Or at least one concert together.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's still a possibility. I mean, nothing's ever dead until we all die. It's still a possibility. But like I said, like I think Xscape has a lot of turmoil within themselves. So I think before they worry about pushing us down and looking down on us, maybe they gotta straighten out what's going on internally, and then we can all get along externally and do something big.
Exactly.
I don't know, but yeah, it's a lot. I mean, obviously you see that's going on in the social media world and news. There's a lot going on with them. So when we got
Cole came on. I also feel like if Xscape, without Tasha, has management, and if Xscape's management talks to SWV's management, I fully believe they could do the tour. I fully believe the bullshit between Tasha and her sister and Tasha's punk ass solo career caused even more strife. That's also why they changed managements. I do think a lot was going on with the group, but now that they are booking shows as a threesome, they're great. I do think they will be able to fully do a tour. But management needs to handle that shit and not the group.
the call where we told it was a collaborative
effort. It was going to be a cold headline situation. And then we get there. It was just totally changed. And I couldn't go home because we had already signed the contract.
right. We were stuck. We had to finish.
Where did this come from? This is new.
And it just changed the whole dynamic of the whole group.
I'm like, dang, this is dumb. It sucks though, because we were really cool, and now it's just like, ugh.
It's okay, P. Like, letting you know I wasn't talking to you. No, I get it. I do feel like we know that Coco was the voice. Even though we knew that Lily could sing, Todd could sing, as a collective, Coco was the lead singer of SWV. And if Coco wasn't there, they were not performing. Coco was fully the lead singer. That's the whole reason as why that Coco girl. That's the whole reason why Todd said in that scene with Candy that when Coco left, it pissed her off because they couldn't do no shows. Nobody would pay to see just Tosh and Lily. I'm not hating. They would not. The reason Xscape has been able to tour, at one point in time without Candy, and now they're able to tour without Tasha, is because they can sing each other's parts. SWV can't do that. And that ain't no shade. That's just true tea. I don't think Tosh or Lily can sing Coco's parts live on their own. Sounding good.
Yeah.
And now it just feels different. Everything feels different. All the clips, and people are taking advantage of the clips here and clips there. And of course, you're going to feel some type of way when you see clips and somebody is still saying something smart about you. I don't think we've ever done anything where we said anything right about that.
We came on a humble, open heart. We was ready to just make history because it's never been done before. So to get there and somebody put us down because they have millions of followers on social media, I was just like, wow, that's weird.
But let's not look. As I said, Coco was posting stuff. Lily was posting stuff. Tamika was posting stuff. Candy was posting stuff. They was all the only one I did not see replying to stuff was Taj. But I feel like everyone was replying and giving their opinion as fans were saying shit. So to me, Coco said, we came in humble. I feel like, again, don't feed into the other people's stuff. Don't feed into the fan stuff. Don't. Because you was reposting too, Coco.
Yeah. That's what I said. It just changed the dynamic and it made it real uncomfortable. It was like, why are we here? Why are we here?
Right.
Exactly. We could have been home. We're living in a tiny little spare apartment, working every day on the road, not seeing our family, to be told that we're not good enough to stand next to you.
And I don't think anyone was saying y'all are not good. This is my thing. People say stuff and people take it how they want to take it, but you need to have a conversation. And if once you tell someone what you said made me feel this kind of way, and someone then say, I didn't mean it that way. I was not trying to make you feel that kind of way. That ain't what I said. That's how you felt. Okay. But that ain't what we saw Candy say. It's how you felt. It's crazy to me that a narrative is being pushed that anyone feels like SWV are not good enough. Who said that? Who said that? No one said that. That's how Taj felt. But no one said that. That's the part that I think people should understand. And everyone has a different feeling, but the person who said it also said, this is no, we love you. Like Candy in the scene said, this is no disrespect. This isn't personal. This is the business conversation. You guys are great. You're legends and all that stuff. No one said y'all were less than. No one said that. So that's why I feel like people are taking the fact that SWV felt disrespected, but no one is saying, but Candy wasn't being disrespectful. And she told y'all that while giving y'all flowers, saying how great y'all were and how much they loved y'all. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You can't be around here listening to social media. It's a reason why sometimes after some shows, my lives or whatever, I don't even read the comment section because I don't have time for folk telling me how wrong I am, how biased I am, how dumb I am, how fat I am, because they don't agree. I stay out of it. But I'm like watching the show. I don't see Candy being disrespectful. I didn't see that. It didn't make any sense. It didn't. And because Candy keeps saying, I didn't mean that, ain't what I said, ain't what I meant. And everyone can feel how they're going to feel, but I'm like, we ain't going to make it seem as if somebody was just saying you ain't shit. Because everybody knows Xscape is great. No one can say they're not shit. They are amazing. You know?
That was honey.
Honey. Oh, yeah. That was that on that. Now, next week, it gets even better. We go into rehearsal and all that other stuff and trying to find the space to do the show in. And it's even more juicy. I'm
remember what happened.
It's going to get juicy. It's going to get juicy. And I'm going to be there recording everything. And what I'm going to do is make memes of your faces because they're awesome. I'm going to give you the best face award, the best reactions award. Honey, your faces are just everything.
Remember making them faces.
Watch it again and look at your faces.
Boy. Somebody said, cut the audio and get back to opening for Xscape. Somebody in here. Candy and the Tuckers.
Well, you ignore those people. We ignore idiots who come in and try to cause dissension. That's not what we're about. So if you'd like to do that, you can always go to their websites and their pages. They'd love to have you.
Yeah,
but we don't do that over here.
It's not even about that.
Boo. It's really not. And that's what I was trying to explain earlier.
Right.
We know what we did. We know all ourselves, all our accolades, but we never threw that on them. We never said, look, we coming in here. This is how we feel.
When Coco said, I saw 30 million records, bitch, that was shade. I'm just saying, that was shade. Now, also the fact that they're acting like, well, no, everybody was on social media posting stuff. Okay, we seen Tamika, no, Tiny. This is Tiny. To be clear, we love SWV as much as you do. But business is business. I ain't never been a hater, but I've always been about the business. And some people just don't want to acknowledge that fact. I've always been, I'm about my business. And if it don't make dollars, I'm going to walk away. You have to do what works for you. And businesses, you have to do what works for you. And we love SWV. And the fact she's pointing out, I sold 30 million records, bitch, takes me out. Because no one wants to acknowledge that Coco said something rude first. I sold 30 million records, bitch. I ain't gonna open for nobody, but you have opened for them before. That was the gotcha. You fussed about something you've done already. Now, a lot of folk was saying this. I'm jumping around, okay, because we know that. Well, let me see if I can find Lily stuff. Lily was also posting stuff. This internet got niggas acting real gangster, laughing aloud. Keep that same energy, boo boo chicken. We've had a well-oiled machine since 2005, which is a lie, because we know for a fact that they have had issues over the years with Coco. It ain't been so well oiled. It's a machine, but something that oil ran dry. And a machine that can't be stopped. We ain't never begged for we ain't never begged anyone for shit. You do the deal according to your situation. I hate this even a conversation piece. I said what I said. The music will stand at the end of the day. The world is singing weak. SWV is dope as fuck, period. Too blessed to be stressed. Again, people sing week and tonight. People will sing both groups. Again, this is the group members posting in response to people. But the fact that Taj and Coco, in my opinion, making it seem like it's all the other side is like, no. And we can like both. We like both groups. So Akbar, who y'all know is Candy cousin. So who put on my cousin? I'm not under. No, what's Akbar stuff? What's Akbar stuff? Here you go. Akbar, who was responding back to Tamar and Lily, who was saying shit about Candy. We know. Tamar called Candy Billy Goat. Tamar said Candy was the worst singer in the world, and all that stuff. Okay, but Akbar came, and the only thing Candy said was what we listened to earlier, and that's what we get. Okay. I've been chilling, but y'all about to stop playing with my cousin, and that's just that on that. We forgot she's the most paid also at Tamar at Lily. Like, why is everyone ganging up? Let SWV handle their differences. Why do Tamar have to involve herself? I agree. Tamar, shut up. Get out of here. And then Lily responded to Akbar, said, I'm not understanding who played with your cousin. I'm like, oh, y'all. And it just got real messy. It got real messy. But Akbar said, ain't no way I see what I get myself into about this situation. Stop playing with me. Sweetie, y'all, what I said about my family stand, stop playing with my cousin. And that's what I'm talking about. Just woke up in my trailer. What y'all playing with me? And let's be clearly, I don't disrespect my elders, so let's keep it cute, auntie. I'm like, not auntie. Auntie, not auntie. Now, when they reposted it, Tamar came around her saying, who was it? Someone brought out some money stuff. And Mr. L. Davis said, what money got to do with anything? Tamar then said, because we all got a cute coin. And in my situation, my man has his own without my name or business. Which folk knew that was her being shady as fuck talking about Ty. And I said, but ma'am, that man got 5 kids by 4 women. You haven't spent all his money 5 ways. Tamar, shut the fuck up. And I mean that disrespectfully, because you trying to bring up how the man you just met on a dating show who has 5 children with 4 women, and y'all have to share everything before his check hit his account. 4 other women get a piece of it. There are 4 women and 5 kids before you. So shut up. And let's not forget, Todd had money before he met Candy. So Tamar be on there. I said Tamar be on there bullshit. But we'll discuss Tamar and her shit tomorrow. And Akbar said, Tamar, Miss Bryce, I love your voice. But you out of pocket, like it's like they was disagreeing with girl. It's like I hate how they write. It's kind of crazy. Out of pocket, like they was disagreeing with a group on their show. Then boom, you want smoke with Candy? I doubt. Todd said something to you because he barely said anything. Chill, auntie is so petty. If you don't like Candy, just say that because my cousin ain't looking for no new friends. Came out of the blue, wrong blue, out the blue with this, and it happened long ago. That's all I'm saying, Miss Braxton. I won't take my to also shut the fuck up. Okay? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Okay? I don't understand. I don't. Again, this is Coco who was reposting stuff. Coco posted a picture of her stories of her double fingering it. But Coco gonna say, we being real humble, but you on your stories double fingering it. And posting up other folks' stuff. So to me, it's like we gonna and Lily posting tread lightly, all this over the show. Okay, all this over the show. It's just seeing too much. It's just seeing too much. It's all getting on my nerve. It's all just get on my face. Yes, so her man is an ambulance shakes. Her man is a criminal. If you get hurt, call me. If you break your leg, call me. If you slip and fall at the Kroger, call me. My point is, everybody want to play innocent. Like they ain't did shit. They ain't said shit. It's only Candy, who was around here being rude. It's Candy. It's like, no, it isn't. It's a whole. If I sold 30 million records, I'm not even trying to fuss with you about shit. Sign my check and leave me the fuck be. So I feel like on the show we're seeing one thing. The fans are causing a ruckus on social media, and we then see some of the group mates grabbing on to it and following along with it. And I'm like, that's stupid. That's dumb. Anyway, that was the whole episode, y'all. It is midnight. I did not realize it was so late. It has been 2.5 hours, okay? At the end of the day, I'm going to say this one last time. I love both groups. I respect both groups. Both groups are legendary. But someone wanting to have a conversation about the business of possible touring is fine by me. Because the conversation has to be had. And I will see y'all next week for the show. Tomorrow I'll be live at 9 o'clock for our gossip chat. We will be watching Bishop Robbery live from tonight and discussing other things. I will see y'all tomorrow. Please do not forget to like the video, to share the video, to subscribe to my channel, and all that good stuff. I gotta go. I love you all.